Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Beeler here again, and today we're going to be doing Trading with Confidence number 2. I'm going to be recording pretty much just some of the trades that I see that happen just within the week. I'm going to try to do this to where at the end of each week I'm doing this so I can go over, whatever happened. But I want to go over a couple different trades here. I thought it was pretty cool that you guys were already kind of killing it regardless of, the 2 days being posted on Monday, because I didn't post them Monday. I only posted them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, that's right. And then that was it. So I didn't even give you anything except levels Monday. So I'm really happy when I see you guys perform without, anybody pushing out anything on you to be like, hey, make sure you're watching this or this. It's kind of nice to fly away from the coop and see, how you are, where you need to work on, or, whatever. Just kind of something cool to work on for progress. All right, we got D-Touch Clutch here. One of my good traders in here. Love you, D-Touch. He said rejection off the monthly level. Something big I see him and Daffy doing a lot is kind of going off those bigger time frame levels as well. Not just utilizing what you have from your pre-market or your previous day, but also utilizing what you have on those bigger time frames, which, again, should give you confidence, because if you know you drew that level on a big time frame and you know that's going to be strong and you see a break or a hold of that, you should probably trade off of that and also have confidence in that, because you know where you drew it from. It isn't just some random short-term level. It's something a lot greater than that. But he said, I wanted to retest but never got one. Risky. Late entry after the 5-minute candle. Broke through previous day high. Closed. Sold at previous day open. All right. Let's see. Okay, so just going for a straight up break of a level. He sees kind of just really sellers picking up strength. Wants to get into the trade. Doesn't look like any major retest happened. They did just keep falling. A little bit of indecision here, but nothing that ended up bouncing or anything like that. And a break of the open, this should give you more confidence that your trade is definitely on the right side. Let's see, he ends up getting through the pre-market range, which is also incredible. If you see that break, you see that breaking as well. Awesome. It looks like he has previous day open here, which I love that he exited at this level, because he already sees multiple breaks of other levels. Why keep, maybe not a luck factor, but you don't want to look at this and be like, well, damn, I could just keep holding to 254. You don't know that it's going to keep going there. So I at least that you scaled out there to some extent. So great job, D-Touch, on that trade. Huge trade, seriously. Daffy, which you guys should go review this on the trade floor, timestamp this, go to trade floor, find the date, find the post. We were trading this live in chat, so that was pretty cool. Which, that's nothing new with Daffy. He's been doing this every day. Awesome amount of flames here on my boy Map's post here, probably because of a Lee test. Clean price action off of the golden pocket of the day, down to target of 258.40. Let's see here. So it looks like he's drawing a fib from the low of day to high of day. Okay, sorry, I was looking at that weird. I just, the angle threw me off. Gets back up to the rejection. Did it say where? Oh, 258.40. Okay, so he ended up getting in. He left his stop loss here. Love the retest there. The breakdown of 258.89, 259.89. And you actually hit the first price target. Wow. Dude, beautiful entry. I don't even really care about the exit as much now, because I see the entry and I'm like, damn, that is a juicy entry. Don't really need to stress in that kind of trade. You know exactly, too, where if it closes back above, you know where you're wrong. It's very decisive. I was just telling someone today, have some decisive levels. Don't have something there that's just there. Play off of it. If it's still under that level, keep holding your trade. You're looking good. Looks like you have your VWAP or EMA here. Oh, sorry, 9 EMA. Good job. Looks like that was working with you as well. I can't see your entry bubble that well, but I'm assuming it's up here somewhere. Or maybe even right here. I really can't tell, but I can tell your setup is beautiful, though, regardless of actually seeing the entry. Also, huge gain, dude. Good job. I got on late today, but still good trades and getting better on choosing ODM or IDM contracts. Holy. So he sees lower highs. He sees the large red candle. I like that you trim multiple times, too. Because, yeah, if you're going to jump into a trade like this, you kind of need to know, like, all right, if I'm getting into a fast-paced trade, I should probably be taking a fast-paced exit. So I like that you're getting in and getting out kind of in the same pace. Good job. That's good self-awareness. A mental trade right now. Retest a previous day low, target 56.75. Oh, I saw this. He did take a loss, but I like this setup. Mental trade on close above previous low, and validate. And this is what I like to see, too, is you guys need to be talking like Eric is right here. Like, I'm doing this, but if this happens, I'm out. I'm wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You don't even need to say wrong. Just say invalidate like Eric did here. Because again, we're not really looking to be right or wrong. We're just looking to trade our setups. Failed to push higher, rejecting pre-market high and seeing market sell-off. Entered Nvidia 116 puts as we broke pre-market low. Classic BB style. With the tight stop instantly caught 15%. Took profit since we were early in the day. See, another good post about self-awareness. He sees that we are early in the day. He's not looking for 50%. He's looking for 15%. I love that. Re-entered off of the retest. Re-entered off the retest with some more size as confidence grew in the play. Flush under the 9, down to my target zone off 118. Stress-free trade. We love it. Oh my god. I feel like I could visualize this trade in my head just reading that. Let's see here though. Oh, also guys, when you're going through these, like, please read them kind of like how I am. Like, you really should read the post, kind of get a visual of what you're about to look at. Click on it. If you need to, you can go back and read all you want, but really start with the dialogue first and then start to look at the chart. And for a few moments, seriously, look at it. Just, all right, what's their setup? What kind of levels they got going here? Because it might look a little different than what you may have, but your overall levels should be the same. You know, the levels you're trading off of. But let's see here. So we got daily high, yesterday's high, pre-market low, pre-market. So his starting range is way up here. So he sees the breakdown. Likes this little midterm retest. Dude, you're a beast. Exited. Dude, the confidence to I was trying to read this correctly, but now I see what you're doing. You insert off the retest down. You like the exit. And you re-enter off of it breaking where you trimmed. I love that you got into that. Lower high right there as well. Very aggressive trade. And this is what I like. Like, he's going after an aggressive trade, but he's also not just sitting around bag holding. You know, once he hits a good price target, he's getting out. He's not just sitting there pretending that nothing's going to happen to him, you know. At any point, this could have held right here and bounced, and this could have been, people would look at this and be like, oh, it's a high or low trend. How'd you not see that? You know, so very good job keeping yourself managed there. I didn't even see these. What the hell? 16%. Damn, 37% on that second trade. See, and he's not going for... I hate when people are like, oh, you need 100% to get by. No, you don't. You just need good trades, and then you can repeat those good trades. It doesn't matter if it's 15% or 1,500%. Though, if you do come up with the strat for 1,500%, please clue me in. And if I did that re-entry, it looks like it may have worked out. I like this too, Eric, not giving up on it. Regardless of it being a mental trade or losing or winning a trade, it doesn't matter. It's fine to come back into this channel, guys, and repost something and look at it again or try to get different perspective on it. 46%. What's up, Ryan? I always love looking at Ryan's trades. This is beautiful. Inverted hammer, rejecting a good resistance. The break of that resistance there. Kind of where there's like a little barrier here. You can kind of see it there. You got the break of the barrier. They're going into it to see who has control. Bears still have control. Going back down. Very awesome. I say awesome, but it's just, I say awesome because it's like, it's so clear. It's clear where his stop loss should be. One con. Exit on the new low. Good job. Yeah, that's good too, because you're going to get a lot of push in the value of your contract as it's making the new low of the day, not somebody who's possibly waiting a second and probably selling inside of that green candle. You're probably not making much on that trade. But good job exiting as it makes the new low. I love that. Even cleaner on here. Which, I don't know if I can call that a 90% entry, but I see why you're calling it that. Because it broke above what you were looking at. I see what you're doing here. Either way, it's a good retest trade. Beautiful trade. 60%. I sound like Trump when I said beautiful trade. Greatest trade I've ever seen. 60%. Entered one con here. Exited on new low. I love that you guys keep doing this, dude. So he has got a defined range here. It doesn't even matter if I have context. I love that you has this chart set out to where I can see he's got his resistance there. He's got some support here. Price is stuck in there. Rejection, rejection. He's getting on, thinking it's going to keep going down to this low. A little risky not selling here, I'll be honest. But I like that you stuck with your trade and you sold on the new low of day, allowing the value of your contract to really give you as much as it could. Which it did look like it made some more lows, but on the volume side of things, looks like you sold at the very good part of the day. Good job, you. Spicy pepper. And remember, guys, I'm not going to be able to go through every single trade review in this channel, in these videos when I push them out. I'm trying to do as many as I can when I look through here, but I'm definitely trying to look at the ones that I think are effective or ones that I think we could talk about or that has like a point to be made or applies to the system in some way, shape, or form. Just, you know, something that could be highlighted. I'm not trying to look at just someone be like, oh, look, guys, they made 118%. Okay, cool. That's not what I'm trying to highlight. So that'll be the main focus here. So if you guys ever need me to add yours to the video, or you just really, really want me to, and you might think I might skip over it, please drop just a little more information on it. I probably won't skip over it, but definitely tag me if you want, though. But let's see here. We got spicy pepper. Always like looking at spicy pepper's post. Let's see what we got here. So let's start with 1. Triple Q strong buyer at previous day. Am I dumb? Okay, so I figured out what PDD meant. I'm assuming it meant previous day demand, because that's the only thing it could be. And there's a huge green box here, so that's, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Price held the 479.19 higher time frame. Entered calls on the green, looking like a 3-bar play. Also, it does kind of look like one. And even if it isn't one, it was good that you were looking at it that way, because again, seeing the high this way, the way you got to see this too is just draw a fib from like whatever the low is of the move. Draw from here to whatever the first high is. So if it goes up here and it stops, in this case it'd be here. Slow down occurred here. So you draw a fib from here to here. If it's holding the 50% of that, in this case you really didn't need it because you already had good levels here. So I would just focus on the levels. And held, so that was good. So even if it isn't a 3-bar play, I like that you said that looking like a 3-bar play, because it is exactly in that same sense a 3-bar play. Everyone calls them bull flags, bullish rectangles, bullish continuations. There's a billion names for them, but that is essentially, to the calculated, manner, that is what it is. Drawing the fib from here, seeing the hold of it. But I like that you had your levels there. I'm rambling now. We hit the previous day, or sorry, current day open. Got out at the open for 48%. Yeah, 48%. Nice job, Spicy Pepper. This is actually a great trade, too. And I feel like these are kind of hard to look for, too, because a lot of people just see the hit of this and they want to buy calls instantly. So sometimes they could be seen as getting in too early, and sometimes you end up chopping in the kind of the lower part of this. Some people get in too late, and they think, oh, this isn't good enough for me, and they end up cutting it too early. It's just really emotional. It's really hard to manage this kind of trade because all kinds of things could happen from here. They could reject from here, pull back down. So I like that you are instantly locking on to this as a call entry and sticking to it, and have a clear exit too. I mean, clearly, if it ends up breaking the base of these candles here, the legs here, you're getting out of that trade. So even if this isn't going all the way back up to the open, which I'm very happy that you did this, because in theory, if you are using the system correctly, if we do get a bounce at a previous day demand, it has to be the previous day. You are most likely going back to the 50% or the open of that day, the current day that you're in. So, and that's just based on theory, based how we've used the system for many years now. So, and of course, I've talked about this a few times in some of the retest videos and some of the different videos we have for Lifetime and some of the, just all the different videos we've done. But it's just theory. But it's something we've definitely reviewed over and over and over again. And that just seems to be a very popular spot to reach once a demand bounce hits, and it has to be that previous day. If it's anything other, if it's an older history point, then it sometimes doesn't have that that energy, I guess you could say, to make it to that that current day open, because normally a older, demand area is going to be a lot lower. It's not going to be right there, where a calculated spot could hit and then actually pull back up. The stock's not going to have enough energy to make it down to that way further support and go all the way back up to the open. It's just not realistic, right? It's really only realistic when the previous day demand is there. That's the theory behind it. So just so you don't hear me say, oh, it's theory and it just sounds like some stupid shit. No, that's actually the thinking behind it. So I hope you guys enjoy that, though, because I don't get to talk about that a lot, honestly. It's just something you see and you just kind of go over it and you just kind of notice it. Tendencies, really. You see tendencies and things, and that's really how we picked up on that over years of using the same system. And you guys have probably noticed different tendencies too. You're probably able to pick up on that too. I'm not trying to act like only I can see these things. Like everybody in this chat, that if you've taken the time to go through the system or through the levels or how you're supposed to trade, the order of operations, doing things in the right order, you're going to pick up on what those tendencies are, and you're going to be able to take advantage of them, make opportunities out of them. But let's move on now. Quick scalp on AMD call for 21%. 40% entry at the break of pre-market high, and sold at previous day control point. Thank you for also typing this out. I know that I know most of the abbreviations, even though I couldn't even remember PDD. But I'm glad to see that you typed this out, because it is very helpful. If you guys can do that, it is helpful, because there are beginners that read in here and just kind of lurk. There's plenty of people who just do not have memberships or are not signed up or don't care to type in chat, and that's fine. This is the place to be for that. Lurk all you want. But if you do want to grow from the lurking, then feel free to. This is the place to do it. 40% entry at the break of pre-market high and sold at previous day control point. Okay, so just a good basic BB trade. This is awesome. 40% entry, stake and profit at, what do you say? Previous day control point. Where's that at? It's this first green line. So 161.74. And we can see that because he drew from the low to the high. Made it up to the 161.74. Wow, and I had strength to go past that too. So and that's a good sign. So you don't want to take profit here and then it just instantly reject, you know, because then it's like, okay, well, yeah, you got at the top of the day, but if you had been any slower, it would definitely be painful. So very happy to see you getting out at the perfect time, really. Huge play, too. I'm pretty sure he posted this in chat as well. Day late and $1 short. Is there something here? Or maybe just wanted space there. Reviewing my only trade of the day, which was a loss on Apple calls. I was eyeing the 90% entry on Apple and an entry around 223.60s. Entered 3 contracts, which is probably too heavy for the circumstances. Good kind of like post self-awareness, I should say. At work, 1 foot in, 1 foot out mindset. With the tight stop loss due to gap fill below. I like that you're typing out kind of like your like secondary thinking behind it. You're like, you have a tight stop loss there. You know, others might think, oh, because you should always have a tight stop loss. No, I like that you're self-aware of the situation. You're like, because there's a gap fill below, so you know what you're working with now. I entered on an outside bar with an increasing strength, but was brought right back down, followed by a doji, which ultimately led them to market makers hitting my stop before sending Apple to previous day close. Ultimately okay with the loss here, as if I would have been more present, could have managed better, but the risk reward and setup were there. I just wasn't, but still stuck to my rules and plan. That's all we can do. Dude, this is a perfect review. Holy crap. I'm also like happy we're not just going over wins. I know I think I only went over wins in the last video, even though I said I wasn't going to. But this is a good loss. I like that you actually posted this, and it was weird. For a second, it felt like I was reading a win. You know, the way you were typing that, the way you had this explanation here, you know, it felt like you had really deep understanding on why you actually lost the trade or why you lost money in that trade. And also cool for you to post the clarity here, which you didn't really lose that much. Let's look at this, though. And again, I feel like I could visualize what he just said just by reading what he said in my head. I feel like I could picture everything. Another good post. Looking for a bounce. Entered the outside bar. Oh, I see now. You even typed look for bounce right here, too. Look for bouncer. And then I didn't do it yesterday. I wanted to give more people time, though. 150% to break even. Alright, so here's his range. Here's current day open. Made the new low, liquidated. Got into 2 contracts in a lower high. That is a very good trade, actually. I thought it was this one at first, but then I started looking. 2 contracts. Pull back, trimmed. Exited runner. Oh, it bit you back in the ass. Oh, that's what he's saying. Okay, I thought it was 2 different trades. Now I see. So that's why it pays to pay attention. Okay. I wonder if this... you didn't clarify here, but I wonder if that paid for the cost of your other one. If so, that's awesome. But either way, I feel like this runner could have been adjusted a little better. I understand you wanting to give it a chance with this being a potential lower high. But honestly, when you're taking a trade down and it does make that low and it isn't... because you already have... Look, there's already a new low that was made here and it pulled back up. New low was kind of made here, pulled right back up, you know? So I feel like you also got to be just a little bit more aware of like, all right, it already did this once. Let's see, you know, let me trim here. And that's awesome that you trimmed. I'm glad you didn't sell both. You gave yourself a chance of getting a way better outcome. And then it pulled back up. So maybe probably liquidating after... breaks this 567.36 level, but it looks like you tried to do that. Maybe it just wasn't timely or you were busy or something. Either way, very happy with this trade, though. I like your entry. I like your first exit. Unlucky on your runner. Daffy completely killing it. Dude's actually kind of a beast. Not kind of, he is a beast. He said, I said, when you're done, please post your PLTR so I can review it, please. So here's part of it, and then I think he posts a bigger explanation. Oh, no, okay, yeah, it is all here. This is what I wanted. But before this, I want to go back up to the top, and I want to do Andrews, and then we'll do Daffy's, and then that's it. All right, here's Andrew. I wanted to give Andrew some light, which this is a lost trade, just to be clear to everybody, but I wanted to at least break this down because I thought this was still a very interesting way of cutting his trade. It's going to be a little hard, in my opinion, for some BB traders to look at this if they don't use EMAs or anything like this as much. So I wanted to go over this because I actually think this is very interesting. So what he has here is the open, got a nice push up into the day. He sees a good clear rejection. He's got multiple reasons to see that rejection too. A lot of good supply. He's got the, what is this, pre-market high, I'm assuming. And then it rejects. So he sees a good seller move, rejecting good area, right? He's got his fib. He sees it pull back down. He ends up getting in here because of the break of this fib. He sees the break of this low, which I actually like this a lot. It's a good kind of, I'm not going to say 40% entry because it feels like it's a lot more than that, right? It feels like the retest has already happened. It's pulling away. It's kind of more of like that 60% you guys mentioned to me a lot, or that we kind of mentioned to each other a lot. But you have another area here. I don't know where this is coming from. It might be the previous day demand for all I know. But either way, it looks like that would have been a more interesting spot to see this kind of retest occur. Like, kind of seeing the break of a barrier occur. And this is really where a lot of lead tests really get their success from. It's not from, I mean, it is from the lower high before it pulls back down. Duh, that's where you make your money from. But where it really does its damage is when it breaks a certain level, right? If it ends up breaking current day open, or if it ends up breaking, you know, a big, strong fib from your previous day or from the daily time frame, regardless of whatever you're using for a rejection. You can see that's actually what Andrew was going for here, is it did break a barrier. It rejected, made a lower high of that rejection, and then it pulled back down. But the big barrier, again, in my opinion, was the open. I think this is what we need to more focus on when we see breaks of barriers before drawing those fibs. I like that you went off the supply here, but you have a very big area here, so... Let's see, out here because of 25% loss back into golden pocket. And this is another reason that I wanted to cover Andrew's trade. Was right here. I think a lot more people, and I was just going over this with someone today, a few people today actually, in my 2-a-day day 3 review. So definitely check that one out because that one's a lot more in depth than the other two. Not in terms of like how much typing I did, but in terms of what I went over. So make sure to go over number 3. But he covers it right here though perfectly. You can see price pushed up back into the fib and it broke over. What else does he need to tell him to get out of that trade? You know, I hate when I see people on the internet and they're like, damn, I lost 80% because I just didn't have the right stop loss. I need to watch the right video. Like, what? I just can't get to that level of thinking, and I don't think a lot of people on our chat can get to that level of thinking because it just doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't have anything to signal to you that you're wrong, right? Because that is essentially what a stop loss is, hey, I'm wrong, get me out of this trade. But you don't ever want to choose one that just is out of fear. If you choose stop losses out of fear, you're never going to have stable results that allow you to learn from what you're doing, right? So what's cool about this is that he actually has something to tell him, hey, I'm wrong, get me out of this trade. He sees that the fib is price is pushing back over his fib. Why would he stay in it? That was the whole reason that he liked it to get in. So why would he stay in it to not get out, right? It's just good self-awareness. So thank you, Angie, for posting this. I know you didn't like type all that out and stuff, and this might be basic to you, but some people might see this and be like, what are they talking about? What is this? This is crazy. What are all these lines? You know, and people see these fibs and they really do not know how to trade them that well. They see them and they draw them. And they just think they're calculated areas, and that is what they are. But unless you know how to trade them correctly or use them correctly, you're never going to make money from them. And I like that you were able to at least identify, hey, trade's wrong, time to get out. So, good job. Last one, and then I swear I'm done. Wait, why did I say this? Oh, because he was in Palantir with them. Okay. Reasoning for Palantir. By far, you guys know me that I love few setups, and I use them very often. So I don't know why I'm reading it so slow. In this case, I use buy pressure zones. As you guys can see, Palantir on the daily looks ugly. Now, if you switch to the 3D chart, 3 daily chart, you can have something to work with. I identified my zones. Now let's work on the levels. Okay, so he's really giving us the baby steps here. I love this. He's starting from basically a naked chart, showing us how he drew it. So it looks like he found a resistance point. It's got a good support where they definitely keep holding on to these lows. I like that he's giving himself a good area. Again, kind of like Andrew's post, giving himself something to go off of. Let's see this. Now, if you switch to the other chart. Buying pressure. He sees lowering volume, which, as we know, as you see lowering volume on an uptrend that is bullish. Very good job. I saw this morning Palantir had a nice move to the upside, broke its most recent high. This is the most recent high, showing that to us. Breaking that most recent high. I like this a lot too, because this is a perfect, what a lot of people would say, oh, it's a bull flag, it's bullish continuation. It's whatever it wants to be. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. It's got rising volume on bullish breakout, new highs. It's got lowering volume on sellers that are pulling back and really not losing anything from the latest breakout candle. And now it's got another big candle with really not that much volume. It's still the early part of October. This could definitely rip a lot more into the month. Many buying pressure zones. Sorry, back to Daffy's post. So he sees it on the wick. And I like this too. He's just going off. You guys just got to find the wicks, the hammers. I like this. He's just going off demands. Is it pushing up? Holding. Entry. Stop loss below recent high or 50%, whichever comes first. I like that too. He's giving himself kind of an area like we saw with Andrew's post. Ends up pushing into the highs. The reasoning of the 40 target, look back at the weekly time frame. Again, showing us why is he going for these levels. You can see over here we've got a really good reason why. That's where the big recent high is, right? This might be that high of where they actually made it up to in the weekly, but if you actually look there, there was another high made right there before they actually dipped back down. So he's just noting that. Very good job by Daffy. 39.22 at the minor selling pressure. Now if you add the gap fib, see above. Weekly selling pressure, so he's giving us a good supply zone to look at. Honestly, I hope that rips into the moon for you guys. I guess I shouldn't be covering the end of this one, but whatever. Just because it's kind of like giving away a trade that he might be doing, but still, really cool. I actually love that you're giving us the baby steps kind of style posting here. I like this a lot because he gave us basically nothing here. Gave us just what he covered first. Then he moved down. He showed us how he layered on top of that thinking. Got to here. More kind of context on his level of thinking there. His exact entry point. I don't see a lot of people do that too. When they do swings, they just show you, oh, I entered this day. He's showing exactly where on that day he entered. And his stop loss. And the thinking behind the stop loss. And then again, kind of showing us, zooming out again, why are these our targets? Why is this where we're looking for with our trade? Why are we looking that way? So I like that a lot. Also, honestly, guys, really, really good trades. I didn't go through every single trade from this week. I didn't go through every single trade from last week. I know also that a lot of trades also get posted in the trade floor, so those also get missed in between. But either way, guys, amazing job. I've not really seen a whole lot of immature posting, which again, I don't think I've seen that in a long time. So that's good. So thank you guys again for taking care of chat. I hope you guys have been enjoying the 2-a-day posts as well. I know this is not a 2-a-day post, but the reviews have been fun to make. The breakdowns have been fun to make. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. They are very detailed plans with exact, enter here, exit here kind of thought process. With also the thinking behind our educational section. So if you go down here and go to trading strategies, please start from the top. I even gave you a message. Oh, no, I didn't. You got to scroll to the top yourself. But I give literally every style of entry that we've ever talked about, and it's honestly all price action related. It's almost never relying on just one or two things. It's almost always relying on a few things to line up. So you're never giving yourself, just one quick, easy little signal. You're giving yourself a few things to have to rely on and actually put yourself into it. So I like that a lot, and it gives you something to rely on too. By doing that, you're giving yourself something strong to kind of fall back on with your system. So, but thank you guys again for this review video, Trading with Confidence number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. And yeah, thank you guys again. Keep the trades up. I'll keep the 2 days up. Everybody will keep their trades going. And thank you guys again.